Storm Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Looking at downtown Lansing from a distance, we can see it, which is an improvement from yesterday. We couldn't even see the lights down near the roadways before then. So now we have less fog this morning, though you still notice a haze, especially when the sun comes up. Sunrise 7:29, sunset 7:30. We have just a little bit more daylight than darkness right now, but that will be changing here over the next few days. We'll be seeing sunshine, though, return to the forecast, and I will gladly talk about that as 6 News This Morning continues.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News This Morning.
This morning, the White House fires a shot across the bow, warning of mass firings in the event of a government shutdown. Good morning. Today is Thursday, September 25th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Megan has the day off. 6 News is here for you now with this morning's top stories. The federal government is barreling towards a shutdown. Lawmakers are trying to pass a funding bill before the next week's deadline, but Democrats and Republicans are showing no signs of striking a deal, and the White House is now increasing the stakes by telling federal agencies to prepare layoff plans. Overnight, the Office of Management and Budget sent a memo telling agencies to consider reduction in force, or RIF, notices. That's a federal term for layoffs. It would impact employees in programs, projects, or activities that have federal funding that would stop on October 1st. The memo also suggests that federal workers should get these RIF notices if they're in programs that are, quoting now, not consistent with the president's priorities. The current fiscal year ends on Tuesday, meaning the government will enter a shutdown on Wednesday if Congress doesn't pass a new funding package. Now to the very latest on that deadly shooting at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Dallas, Texas. At least one person, a detained migrant, was killed. 2 more were hurt after authorities say a sniper shot at that facility yesterday morning. As Jared Hill reports, officials now say they have new evidence that may help pin down a motive.
The deadly shooting at a Dallas ICE facility being investigated as an act of targeted violence.
This is going to be a sniper on top of the roof.
Department of Homeland Security officials say just before 7 Wednesday morning, a sniper perched on a nearby roof started shooting, hitting windows and a van near the entrance to the facility. Authorities say bullets hit 3 people in that vehicle who were being detained. One of them killed, the other 2 critically injured.
He was just indiscriminately shooting, hoping to cause some carnage and mayhem.
Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons says the suspected gunman, who he identified as 29-year-old Joshua John, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now law enforcement are combing through properties tied to the suspect both in Texas and Oklahoma.
Rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
On social media, President Trump blamed radical leftists and called for an end to rhetoric against ICE.
We have been focused on making sure that our ICE officers have the ability to operate safely.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says the federal government has stepped up security at ICE facilities around the country. Jared Hill, CBS News.
We have an update this morning over a disputed homeless encampment in Lansing. The residents at the camp near Dietrich Park now have less than 2 months to move. An Ingham County judge ordered the city to clear the homeless encampment by November 14th, under the condition it finds safe and stable housing for each person who lives there. The encampment is in the center of a legal battle that started in May when the city filed a lawsuit against 2 businesses the camp resides on. One of the businesses was dismissed from the case, and the other defaulted because they failed to hire an attorney. The judge says she will hold another hearing next week, and we, of course, will keep you updated. 2 people are in critical condition this morning following a crash in Jackson County's Liberty Township that sent a total of 4 people to a hospital. The 2-vehicle crash happened yesterday morning near the intersection of South Meridian Road and Weatherby Road. The sheriff's office tells us that a 52-year-old man from Hillsdale was traveling south on Meridian Road when he crossed into the northbound lane, hitting another vehicle with 5 people inside. Police are still investigating. Meanwhile, a crash in Lansing sends 2 people to the hospital. Take a look at this. It happened shortly after 8 o'clock last night. Police say a vehicle crashed into a fenced-off construction site at the intersection of Cedar and East Saginaw Streets and ended up on its side in a hole. There were 2 people inside that car. Police say one was able to get out while the other needed help from first responders. They were both taken to the hospital. A local doctor now praising the way Lansing police handled a concerning situation that involved people who turned out to be waving fake guns. They were caught on video on Monday in a parking garage near the McLaren Greater Lansing Medical Center, close to Green Lawn Avenue. Dr. Shannon Smith was holding a presentation at the time and noticed the two individuals pacing from one side of the garage to the other, holding what appeared to be several guns.
Participating in some odd behavior, holding the guns out alongside them, spinning around, aiming them. And so we weren't really sure what was happening.
Lansing police rushed to the scene. They say the two people were handcuffed, searched, and let go after officers took the fake guns. They are now charged with trespassing. And in Bay County, a Michigan Police Department had an unusual visitor when responding to an animal call. The Hampton Township Public Safety Department says someone called the police after finding a South African crocodile in their front yard. The 3-foot reptile was relaxing in the shade of a crabapple tree when officers arrived. There it is. It was safely captured and now has a new home at Birch Run Zoo. Investigators still don't know where it came from.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
On our Capitol camera this morning, we do still have a hint of some fog, but it's enough that we can still see through it. It just makes it a little hazy, and part of the reason why is because we didn't have as much rain. Yesterday, most of the rain stayed on the eastern half of mid-Michigan, cutting itself off just before getting to downtown. The southeastern portion of the state, though, had much more rain, just kind of stalled over that spot. Radar estimated totals of over 2.5 inches possible. That was because of the rain from yesterday. Now, looking at what the leftover effects are, we do have some fog that's slightly more dense over on the east side. That's just where we had more moisture. Towards the west side of the state, it's actually seeing a lot better numbers, including 10-mile maximums in Charlotte and Ionia. Now, our humidity values still up past 90% in many spots, so especially in those low-lying areas where temperatures are a little bit cooler, you could still have some fog this morning. We aren't seeing any rain right now, but there are still some showers possible throughout the day, so we're cautiously going with some yellow paws for Annie and Sterling. They have bright green eyes, and hopefully those will match the forecast paws for quite some time here in the future.
Yeah.
Right now, the forecast is looking bright for all the pets this weekend.
And for us.
And for us, yeah, very bright. Grab the sunglasses for the next several days.
A great weekend. Thanks, Katie.